Hey, the Gadget Man here with nothing but gadgets, and today I'm going to be talking about the Akaso Brave 6 Plus. So 3, 2, 1, let's get at it. Alright guys, this is the Akaso Brave 6 Plus, and it was sent to me by the Akaso company to do a little testing on and do a little review. Before I get into review, I want to explain some things about the Nothing But Gadgets channels. I've been getting some comments about my videos not being exhaustively technical, and that's not the purpose of this channel, guys. I'm doing basic reviews of the major functions of the camera and my first impressions. I'm trying to keep my videos short, 5 to 10 minutes long, no more than that. I'm trying not to go into exhaustive details. And for that purpose, I'm going to skip the unboxing portion of this in the front of the video. Now, I will add an unboxing portion to the end of the video. If you're interested in that, you can jump to the end of the video and see that. But, most people can look at the advertisements on Amazon.com and see what comes in the box. So the most important thing is how this thing does in testing. Now, I had a chance to take this out to the Zion National Park in Utah and the Utah Natural Bridges Park and do some cycling and footage there in those places. And so I created a little video montage, to cover some basic things with this camera. I was just wearing it on my head. And so let me go ahead and just jump right into that to start off with the live footage that I took in the Utah Natural Bridges and the Utah Zion National Park. So here we go, footage. Alright, so that's some pretty cool footage there. And let me go ahead and just break this out of the box. Let me talk about the camera. I did get to use it quite a bit in this trip that I took. And there's a couple things that I really like about the camera and some things that are not so good. Now, I have to say that I have big hands. I have big fingers, okay? And this is really hard for me to get out of the case. I sometimes have to use an SD card to get in there. So I'm not really loving this little handle on here. It just needs to be a little bit bigger, something to grab on. If you have small fingers, it's not going to be a problem. But when you have big, thick fingers like me, it is a little bit of a problem. Let me get this camera out. And this camera is just different than a lot of other action cameras. The way it's put together, most of them follow a standard format for how they work, and they look the same. And even though this will fit in most of your old cases and things, it's still a little bit different camera. It's got these up and down arrows here. There's some functions that these do. You'll have to read the manual on them. There is a digital zoom that you can use it for, and but I don't like digital zoom because it reduces the quality of the video. But let me just go ahead and show you the basic functions of the camera real quick here, and then we'll talk about what I liked and what I didn't like about it. All right, so there's your battery cover. Instead of being on the bottom like the normal cameras, this is on the side. You push up on it, it comes up. It's got a little spring door. So I do like this. This is a different function. It's easily accessible right there. You just push up, boom, instead of having to turn the camera over. So that is actually an improvement. The SD card goes right in here, guys. That is actually, so you're opening one door to get to your battery and SD card. That's actually really good because on the other ones, batteries on the bottom, SD cards underneath a little flap on this side. This one's all in one place, so those are going to be the two most common things you're going to be using on this camera, and they're put right there conveniently on the side. You don't have to flip the camera over. So that actually, I do like that design improvement there. Okay, it doesn't have a tripod mount built into it, little screw hole there. So that's kind of a downer because a lot of the newer cameras do have those, and that prevents you having to use an external case to put it in. Now it does come with an external case in the box, so if you want to use that, but I would have liked it to have that. Since they didn't put the battery case down here, there was plenty of room to put the tripod mount. They didn't do that. Okay, it's not a negative. It's just something that I kind of like having there. On this side here, this is an upgraded model with a USB Class C a charger and data port here, so that's pretty cool. They're moving up to the newer USB-C cables, which are an improvement and faster. You've got your mini HDMI port right there, so you got that right there. All right, aside from that, the camera works pretty good. Let's talk, go ahead and fire it up here. I'm pressing the button. It's got a little bit of a slow startup compared to some other cameras that I've used. The Akaso V50 Pro starts up in under a second. This one takes about 2 seconds to start up. I mean, it's not a huge deal, you know. If you need to start it up real fast, it's not going to start up on you. Okay, it just takes about 2 seconds. You got to press the button for about half a second, and then it takes 2 seconds to start up. Now, the one thing I do really like about this is the touchscreen. The touchscreen is really good. Very sensitive touchscreen. You know, the things are easy to hit. I've had a lot of problem with touchscreens on these little action cameras in the past because you try to hit something and it doesn't hit it. You just got to hit it right. That's not the case with this. It's very sensitive and very calibrated, very accurate. That actually is very good. The touchscreen on this is one of the best I've ever used. Okay, so you saw the little montage footage that I did there, and that was pretty cool. I mean, those are some awesome sights. I mean, just being there in person, you can't really capture the majesty and the grandeur of those things with an action camera, although it did a really good deal. So let's talk about the footage real quickly, and you know, let me tell you what I liked and what I didn't like. Now, this camera has image stabilization and distortion on it. And it was on the entire time for all that footage. The image stabilization and distortion was on. And I have to say that they both work really well on this camera. The image stabilization on this camera is the best I've ever seen in any camera that I've ever tested. But there is a downside to it. It works really good when you're riding a bicycle. If you notice, when I was riding a bicycle, that footage just was really cool. But I noticed when I was walking with this on my head and the up and down motion, it did not like that at all, and the footage ended up all jicky, like chip, because it only can adjust a certain amount, and when you're going fast, like on a bicycle or a car, it seems to be able, because you're on a stable platform and it's only moving a little bit, it seems to be able to handle that really well. But when you have it, when you're walking, and you don't realize it when you're walking, you're actually going up and down a lot. And of course, when it's on your head, everywhere you look, you're looking down. It did not handle that well. Now, I've done some testing after that where I took the image stabilization off and then walked with it, and it does much better when you're using it as you're walking if you take the image stabilization off. Turn that function off. It works amazing. I mean, it'll turn a bumpy ride on a bicycle into glass. You know, like just super smooth if you're using it while moving fast in a car, an ATV, on a bicycle, anything like that. I've done some testing. It really does good in those scenarios. But when you're walking with it on your head and you're looking around, it does not pan well, like just a big pan to one side. It just jumps. Okay. Now let's talk about image quality. Image quality was really good. Pictures were really good. Out of it, everything, you know, these don't take the super best pictures. I mean, honestly, for me, I would rather take a picture with an advanced smartphone because they're going to have a lot better still picture. But as far as video wide angle and stabilization, it did pretty good. The only thing that I can say that is that I had it all set to auto focus, auto white balance, auto exposure, and it did pretty good. But if you notice in the footage, it had a little bit of a leaning to the red hue. Now, you may not notice that because you're just watching one video. I actually watch a lot of videos in my video editing and everything, and so my eye's a little more tuned to color. And so the white balance wasn't very accurate on this in replicating the actual what I was seeing. And it always leaned to the red hue. There are some onboard color adjustments where you may be able to fine tune that to your needs if you want to take the time and kind of color correct it a little bit with the onboard settings. Other than that, the battery life was really good. You know, you get a couple hours of battery life out of it. 4K, it never overheated. Was on the bicycle for like 14 miles, and it never overheated on me. It never shut down. I had no software glitches or anything with it, and so I mean, I really liked it for that respect. The one thing that I really like about the design of this camera is this right here. Now you see here that it's flat, okay? Now let me go ahead and grab another camera and show it to you. So I have the Campark V30 here. And if you notice here on the Campark V30, you can see that the lens sticks out past the edge of the frame. So if the camera falls over, which they are heavy in the front and they tend to fall forward most of the time, it's actually going to land right on that lens right there, because you see it's domed out there. It's a fisheye lens. That's how you get the wide angle view out of it. Okay, and I've actually had some cameras that got ruined because, you know, you can't always choose where you're working and you're changing batteries and stuff. You set the camera down on a rock or a picnic table or a concrete slab, and it falls over on that lens and it scratches the lens. And there's nothing you can do once you've done that. You basically, the lens is scratched, all your video is going to be bad, and you have to replace the camera. That's not the case on this. You can see here, the lens is not sticking out past the end of the easel, or whatever you want to call this, the edge. And it's got actually a protective lens cover over the actual lens. So, and you can literally set it right down there because it's behind the level of the outside. It sticks out past. I mean, it's not that this could not get scratched. I mean, it could get scratched, but it's got some protection and it's less likely to get scratched. And I think that's a significant improvement over this design of a camera right here where the lens sticks out, because I've lost 2 good cameras to lens scratches because of this design. So that is a significant improvement. Overall, I think the camera is a really nice camera. It did really well. I didn't have any glitches with it. No software glitches or anything like that. It takes really good pictures. It shoots 4K video, not overheating. Battery has decent, good battery life for an action camera. It's got upgraded USB-C cable support. I love the battery door design over here. This is actually an improvement. Like I said, there's several things that I like about the camera. The 2 things that I think that the camera could improve on is, one, it could have the tripod mount in the bottom right there, like this one does. That would be an improvement. The auto white balance could be a little better on it. But aside from that, it's a pretty good, decent little camera, and that's what it is. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, subscribe, and comment. And remember, I will place a link to this product in the description of the video if you're interested in it, so you can go check it out on Amazon.com. Well, until next time, this is the Gadget Man saying, I'll see you later. Let's go ahead and see what else is in the box that they sent us with. Alright, so let's put that over to the side there. And let's open up here. We got, little individual packages. Cool. Look at there. How nice. Got some little logos here, I guess. A quick start guide. And I'm sure that will tell me everything that's in it, and a little strap that fell out. So let's go ahead and see what's in these bags. we'll open up door number 1. All right, here we go. Woo! A hat clip. That's for clipping on your hat, I guess, or something like that. Okay, so let's put these out in an orderly fashion. An offset clip. A handlebar mount. 2 extension adapters. 3 extension adapters. Short, medium, and long. Okay, all with their own screw. Little strap to tie it onto things. A mounting or sticky quick disconnect plate. Start over here. An external housing for the camera when it's outside the box. Okay, so I notice it doesn't have a tripod mount on it, so you will have to have that to be able to put it on a tripod. Okay, when it's not in the waterproof housing. Some Velcro straps here. We'll put those. Okay, we have 2 quick connect mounting plates. And that belt. And then we have a couple of more adapters. Alright, in package number 2. Here we go. Let's take out package number 2. Ooh, cool. A remote. We got here charger and 2 batteries. Yes, 2 batteries, an external charger, and a remote. And this is your wrist strap for your remote here. Could even use this one probably. Okay, so cool. Let's put all that. 2 batteries, remote, and strap, and external charger. We'll put that all together over here. All right, in door number 3. Boom. This is cool. I've never had something so fancily put together before. And we've got some zip ties, a security cable, and an additional back door for the waterproof case, and the USB-C connection cable, and a micro cloth here for cleaning it off. So there you go. That's a lot of stuff in the package here. Quite a bit of things. And here is some extra sticky plates for the mounts in case you stick them somewhere and decide you want to move them. So that is really cool.